This is an iHeart podcast.
Horsepower, 0 to 60 times. These are among the benchmarks when considering a new vehicle. But Lexus believes there are some things, immeasurable things, that matter more. Awe, exhilaration, joy, how a cabin feels like it was crafted with you in mind. The way an engine note resonates with your soul. Because a car that doesn't make you feel something is a car that stops short of amazing. That's the standard of amazing. Lexus. Experience amazing.
The NBC Nightly News.
Legacy isn't handed down.
Or NBC News. I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
It's carried forward.
Tom Yamas is there for us.
Firefighters are still working around the clock.
As the world changes, we look for what endures.
We are coming on the air with breaking news right now.
We look for a constant. And from one era to the next, trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
Hello, from Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This month we're talking about outsiders, women who marched to the beat of their own drum and rejected stereotypes about what women should be. They're aesthetic pioneers, norm benders, and often one of the only women in their field. Today we're journeying into the world of a defiant soul, an author, painter, and activist who disrupted conventional gender norms in early 20th century Japan, who wielded a powerful self-confidence that set her ahead of her time. She rocked men's kimonos and woven leather sandals. She knew who she was, and she chose her authentic self over who she should be. Please meet Ōtake Kōkichi. Otake Kōkichi was born in 1893 in Osaka, Japan. Her childhood was a blend of the traditional and the artistic. Her father was a woodblock printmaker who hoped she'd follow in his footsteps. Her mother, a Soto Zen Buddhist, trained her in traditionally feminine arts and taught her how to play the shamisen, a 3-stringed musical instrument. As a child, Otake sought to expand her world through reading. She had a hunger for literature, and she would frequently sneak into the library, where she absorbed formative texts that informed her sense of self. After attending high school in Osaka, Otake continued her education at Japan Women's University in Tokyo. For reasons unknown, she ended up unenrolling from university and moved in with her aunt and uncle. It was during this transition that Otake discovered a literary magazine called Bluestocking, a radical publication that leveraged its pages to promote equal rights for women. She joined the group in 1911, becoming both an illustrator and contributor for the magazine. Otake's work did not shy away from the topics that compelled her, no matter how taboo, such as abortion and sex work. While hitting her stride with the pen, Otake began a relationship with another woman in the Bluestocking group, Hiratsuka, who is a founding member of the magazine. At the time of their relationship, there wasn't even common terminology in Japanese to describe lesbians. Hiratsuka wrote extensively about Otake's genderqueer expression, providing details that would otherwise be lost to time. She wrote, quote, "She looked dashing in her men's kimono and hakama. Striding into the office, her arms swinging, she would say whatever was on her mind and burst into song. She was completely uninhibited." The subtext of this portrait of Otake speaks to the quiet courage it took to dress and express on the outskirts of what was deemed appropriate for women at the time. Otake was marginalized by mainstream media, which sensationalized her romantic life and mocked her gender expression, reducing her bold selfhood to scandal and spectacle. The source of this negative press surrounding Otake arose from a string of incidents tied to the Bluestocking group. One of the most notorious controversies was the 5-colored sake incident. Sparked by a fictional story, Otake wrote about a woman savoring a cocktail made from 5 different liquors. Members of the press interpreted the story as fact. At a time when women drinking publicly was deemed deeply improper, the tale provoked a media frenzy. In addition, many took issue with the fact that Otake wrote the story from a male perspective. The press seized the moment, fueling outrage over a woman blurring societal boundaries. Next came the Yoshiwara incident. Otake took Bluestocking members to Tokyo's red light district to interview a woman about her life as a sex worker. It was a bold effort to illuminate the humanity behind an often stigmatized profession, but the visit was quickly twisted by the press. the group's presence in what was considered a strictly male domain ignited public outrage. Ōtake bore the brunt of the backlash. She was accused of dragging bluestocking into scandal. Amid the uproar, several members pressured her to step down, blaming her for a wave of negative publicity. Again, Ōtake was forced to the margins for challenging societal boundaries. As a result, she left the group. But she did not stop writing. She founded her own magazine that featured radical writings and beautiful illustrations. Ōtake used fiction, translation, and art to spread feminist, Marxist, and anti-imperialist ideas. She penned short stories, essays, and even fairy tales. But Ōtake's mental health was affected by being an outcast. After attempting self-harm, she was admitted to a hospital to receive care. This began a darker period in Ōtake's life. In 1914, she married a man and had 2 children. In her wedding photos, she wore traditional bridal clothing, submitting herself to the social convention of the time. But Ōtake struggled with the norms that her husband placed on her. She rejected the construct of good wives, wise mothers, and eventually divorced him to raise her daughters on her own. The details of Ōtake's adult life have mostly vanished from the archive. Ōtake Kōkichi died in 1966. Much of her writing is lost, and there are no collected works or published compilations of her life's work. Still, she's remembered for her authenticity, for being a bold leader of feminist and queer thought in early 20th century Japan. All month, we're talking about outsiders. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Talk to you tomorrow.
Horsepower, 0 to 60 times. These are among the benchmarks when considering a new vehicle. But Lexus believes there are some things, immeasurable things, that matter more. Awe, exhilaration, joy. How a cabin feels like it was crafted with you in mind. The way an engine note resonates with your soul. Because a car that doesn't make you feel something is a car that stops short of amazing. That's the standard of amazing. Lexus. Experience amazing.
Behind every successful business is a vision. Bringing it to life takes more than effort. It takes the right financial foundation and support. That's where Chase for Business comes in. With convenient digital tools, helpful resources, and personalized guidance, we can help your business forge ahead confidently. Learn more at chase.com/business. Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours. The Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Copyright 2025 J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
This is an iHeart podcast.